What's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk Sports here, and I'm back with another video. And today I've got a WWE related video, a wrestling related video. We cover sports on this channel, so I'm going to be covering WWE wrestling as well. I've watched it my whole life. I haven't been as in tune in the past like 4 or 5 years as I should be. Although this year I've really been back into it because, you know, when you cover sports, you have to cover everything. And I've been a wrestling nerd my whole life, so why not make wrestling videos as well? It's a sport. I know it's fake. It's scripted, but it's entertaining. Your favorite TV show is scripted, okay? So anyways, we're going to talk about a topic. And by the way, I'm a little sick, so just bear with me. I'm trying to make this video as good as I can. Also, this will not be the background for all my videos. Just got some cleaning going on, and for the wrestling videos that I'm going to be posting, probably one a week, there will be a little setup because I've got some stuff in the basement and I'd like to have a professional looking setup for that as well. So let's get into the topic at hand. The Hardy Boys, the Broken Hardys, are gone from TNA. They will not be re-signing with Impact Wrestling. This is crazy, and will they be going back to WWE? I hope so, but let's go through a timeline here, okay? So the Broken Hardys come out, well, Broken Matt comes out, basically makes himself the biggest wrestling character in the world in TNA wrestling. Jeff goes in there, and then they're the Broken Hardys, Brother Nero, whatever. I don't watch Impact Wrestling, but I followed their storylines. I wasn't into it at first, and then I was like, this is actually funny and entertaining. So they basically make themselves the biggest thing in wrestling. Then, you know, the contract talks start happening, and you know, TNA loses Dixie Carter, which is great. But I mean, they replace it with Jeff Jarrett again, and I mean, he's not going to give them creative control, and he clearly doesn't care too much about his talent because they were given a late contract offer, as well as what's his name, Drew Galloway. Let me look up Drew Galloway. Is that Drew McIntyre? I have my computer right beside me. Yeah, it is Drew McIntyre. Okay, I figured. But so they give them the contracts late, and I'm thinking to myself, how can you not offer your top stars a contract on time? They've basically been carrying this company's TV ratings for a long time, and the ratings aren't even that good, so I'm not sure how they're even doing anything. So that happens, and then the Hardys basically go, listen, well, we're not re-signing with you guys, we're going to go elsewhere, and they just won the ROH tag titles, and TNA is now suing them because, you know, they want a percentage of whatever they make off of the Broken Hardys gimmick. They're taking control of it. They don't want them to use it elsewhere. I mean, I can see where they're coming from, but then again, I'm like, no. You know, Matt and Jeff came up with this. They've been doing all the creative for it. Like, you guys don't own this. So whatever comes out of that, I'm not sure. I'm sure it's going to be in favor of Matt and Jeff. So yeah, basically, they're gone from TNA. They're not going to be doing anything. And as far as I know, they're going to be done with Ring of Honor by April 1st. So they're going to have to drop the titles by then unless they're going to re-sign. Because from what the dirt sheets are saying, from what it's, you know, all over the place, YouTube, whatever, podcasts, it's saying that there's a good chance that the Hardys could be coming to WWE, and that they've been telling promoters that they will not take any bookings past the April 1st range. They can't commit to anything in March and April and May, I guess, anything past then. So that really opens the doors for WWE, and whether or not they've had deep discussions with them, I'm sure there's been a conversation. I mean, they were huge stars in WWE as the Hardys. They also had their own singles run, but I wanted to talk to the people that think that the Broken Hardys is going to be a gimmick that stays together forever and that stays, you know, as good as it is now. The Hardys can't be the same. They will not be the Broken Hardys the same way as they are in Impact Wrestling or were in Impact Wrestling. First off, Matt and Jeff basically had complete control of what they were saying in TNA. If they would have stayed too, Jeff Jarrett probably wouldn't have given them that same run of it, but they would have had a little bit more. In WWE, it's like you get told what you're doing and then you do it. You might have a little bit of input, but you don't get to say whatever you want. You have to go out there and say what WWE wants you to deliver to promote their storylines. So now let's assume WWE gets the Hardys. This is how I look at it. They're going to come in there with the broken gimmick. It's not going to be the same, first of all. It's going to be there, but it's not going to have the same impact as before, no pun intended. Matt will probably, take over a little bit more of the promos, but I think if I was to give an opinion, I think WWE likes Jeff more, even though Matt has blown up as arguably the best character in WWE or in wrestling in the past 2 years, or however the broken gimmick has been going on. But Jeff in WWE is a different animal. They're going to have a tag team feud, maybe with Bray Wyatt and somebody else. I know the Wyatts aren't technically together anymore. There's going to be some sort of Wyatt, tease in there, but they're going to have a tag team. They're going to have tag team matches with, some people. But then you're eventually going to have, Jeff sort of slip out of the broken gimmick a little bit, and you're going to have Matt, evolve as a heel probably. WWE's going to try to make him a heel. I can't see Jeff being the heel in this situation for the storyline that I think is going to happen. I think he's going to slip out a little bit. Matt's going to basically, what the hell, man, like, we're the broken Hardys, blah, 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 blah. Something's going to happen where they're going to work somebody with Matt, and they're just going to, kick the crap out of Jeff for a couple weeks, get in his head, and then Jeff's going to become WWE Jeff Hardy again, the main event superstar. They're probably going to feud. The brothers will feud there. It'll be Jeff Hardy versus, broken Matt. And then Jeff's going to move away, and Matt's going to move away. And they're going to have their own thing, and Jeff will probably end up in the main event again, and I'm not sure where Matt's going to end up. And you may call me crazy, but I can totally see that happening. WWE loves Jeff Hardy. And I think that Matt has been killing it, but you might see him with that gimmick not have the same sort of, that it factor, because there's too many big name guys there now. Kevin Owens, AJ Styles, John Cena. They're all up there. You can't have so many top dogs at once. And again, the creative control thing is going to stop Matt from making these cool videos that they had in Impact Wrestling and all these cool little puns like the Triple H pun that he had. You're not going to have all that stuff anymore. So I think that could happen. That is a very good chance of happening. Another thing that might confuse some people is I also think that there's a good chance Matt may stay in the independent circuit and work as his own, because I think Jeff wants to go back to WWE. And this is not me being biased because I'm a huge Jeff Hardy fan, because I'm actually a huge Matt Hardy fan too. I've always loved the Hardys. But Jeff and WWE always make more sense to me. I feel like they just fit better. Whereas with Matt, he may think that this broken Hardy thing needs to keep going, and this is how he's going to end his career, as broken Matt Hardy. Whereas in WWE, they could be like, listen, you've got a year and a half to be broken Matt, then you're just back to Matt Hardy version frickin' 3.0 at this point. They're going to have... I think that could happen where Matt, stays in Ring of Honor, goes to New Japan, does all this crazy stuff as broken Matt, does the Deletion World Tour, and then you have Jeff Hardy go back to WWE and maybe even have a world title run. I just can't see it happening where it's like, here comes the broken Hardys Impact Wrestling all over again. They're going to just take over. And if they do, then I'm completely wrong. But you have to remember, WWE creative is a whole different ballgame. It will not be the same. So I just wanted to give you guys my quick thoughts on that. If you guys have any storylines or what you think is going to happen, let me know. Let me know if you like the wrestling stuff. It's going to be a once a week, maybe twice a week, depending on what kind of news comes out. There will be more sports videos coming out. I'm just trying to give you guys some more content. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.